morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, I totally got mixed up with Emancipation, and so this is Emancipation weekend.
Yeah.
But Emancipation, there was really the first, right?
Yeah, but because of
yes, but because it how it, yes. Yeah, so we're actually celebrating it, but it has already.
Yeah,
so
that is correct.
All right, Patriots, Miss I watching your T-shirt.
Yeah, you know,
Patriots.
I'm a cricket fan.
You are?
Yeah.
Oh my
and
gosh.
Patriots is our team, so.
See?
What's they missing?
No, Patriots.
No, Patriots, Miss I.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, you and Mick and Wango, see how you share the same things?
Yeah.
The cricket.
Yeah.
Me, I like a cricket fan. Well, I like the one day thing, and I like the 2020.
That's why I watch the 2020.
Yeah.
I watch all cricket, but 2020 is my favorite.
Yeah, I like the 2020.
That's equivalent to what we used to say, knock a ball, run.
Yeah.
1-1.
Yeah, you got to run. When
knock
you
a
have to
ball,
hit the
1-1.
you got to run.
Mm-hmm. But the I couldn't understand them three there, and I can't see why you're in it. I couldn't understand it.
5
Too
days
long.
and the game still draw.
Can't take it.
Yeah.
Going.
This is boring, yeah.
Boring.
Yeah. So, but other than that,
But then they said that's cricket.
Boring.
Yeah.
it boring. It was then golf.
Listen,
Golf boring.
golf, the people that plays golf,
Oh.
actually sometimes run away from work to play golf. It's very addictive.
Yeah, but golf is
Okay, Wanga, you got pull the mic down. Yeah, cause you lift your bend in your head. Okay. We have a caller though. Hi, morning.
Good morning, Miss Balance Me. Good morning, Wango.
Opening
Good morning,
batsman.
Adidas.
And you all are the partner. The name again, your name?
Dennis.
Dennis.
Oh, yeah, okay, Dennis.
Good morning, good morning.
Yes. As you all talking about cricket, you know, the one day and them 4 day and 5 day. I remember one time we were playing cricket at boxes. And a little boy was passing down with about 4 long cane. And a fella named Randy said, give me one of them. And he take out with a run, one the cane drop. And he ain't pick it up. He went home to tell the mother that Randy hit him and take away cane. So the mother come up, she said, Randy, I'm going to summons you. That time a summons was 3 shillings. And when the case called up, she went up in the box and she said, me worship, he take away me son Ken and he bang him. When she don't know, the magistrate asked Randy, what you have to say here, Randy? I am not guilty. Because when the boy passed down, where I was playing cricket, it was approximately 30 yards. Here she over there. Oh, there's money liar. And no approximately been there. He's dismissed.
Yes, yes. Oh, no, approximately was there. But, oh my gosh. That's culture, okay? So, first joke.
Yeah.
So, how your week went? I mean...
Mine was fair enough for me. I didn't do too much.
You ended up cooking this week?
No.
Okay.
Hopefully next week I'll cook some more of surface. So.
I don't know why I didn't think about Sabbath. What you do with Dennis? How you do?
Mine was good. Still doing my art. I was working on some string art sculptures and preparing for an exhibition at some point.
Okay. You have a date for the exhibition, or you just it's tentative?
I'm just preparing the work.
You're just preparing.
Yeah, when I feel it, I'll do that.
But if you have a date in mind, then you'll work faster. So you just relax on the work?
No, I'm not relaxing really, but I'm looking at maybe around December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I have enough material, but I just keep going.
That's good.
Because I'm into a different medium at this point.
Do you have any on your phone? Maybe you could show me some of them.
Yeah, I'll do that at some point.
Okay, but you ain't released nothing yet?
No.
Okay. That's fair. Okay, but Wednesday was the late maestro, Sir Michael Stokes. Michael highly got to rest.
Yep.
On Wednesday.
Yeah.
And it was a fitting send-off. It was
Yeah, it was excellent.
It was him.
It was excellent.
Yeah, that's
someone noticed that most of the tributes were actually in song.
Yeah.
And that was him, really. I think that's what he really wanted. It was different.
Yeah. I like the eulogy, how she put the videos and the talking, and then you see a video come up and stuff like that. It was, creative.
You could see they had a nice, tight family because the amount of videos that she had of him, you could see things were happening. They were pretty close.
You had one day when he's sitting down behind a big plate of food.
Yeah.
They said, ask him, Daddy, what are you going to do with that? He said, eat.
And then he had one with him with some meatballs. He said, about one for every day. He had 7 of them, and he said one for every day of the week. So he was still composing,
Exactly.
Because he's sure he could have write something, everything he talked about,
Yep.
You could tell he was a musician. You could hear it in his language when he talked, and so either rhyming or something. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Is this Radio Market?
It is.
Hi. Calling in to say that I have a ceiling fan to sell.
You have what?
A ceiling fan, indoor ceiling fan, a 52-inch ceiling fan.
What? Okay.
It has a glass.
Why are you going in and out? May I hear you?
Sorry?
Y'all have thing over there that you could turn up your headphones? Go again?
If I had headphones?
Not you. It's okay. Go ahead. What you said?
I said I have a 52-inch indoor ceiling fan. It has a frosted opal glass. The blades can be used on 2 sides. It has to be that is one of those flat ceilings.
Okay.
It has to use on.
Yes.
Right, and it's going for $550.
For $550.
Yes.
Okay. And what's your number?
667. 4067.
4067.
Yes.
Got you covered. Thank you. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jazzy, and good morning to all your co-hosts.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Henry.
And good morning to all the listeners at home, about all of my family. You know, I was thinking, people have been asking, you know, you have Emancipation Day, and just people seem to be indifferent to it. You ever asked yourself why?
You ever asked what?
Yes,
Have you ever asked yourself why people are not so keen on celebrating it?
No. But I don't know. It seems that,
Life for them after the official emancipation was no better than when they were slaves.
And to them?
Life was no better for them than when they were slaves. Because when they were slaves, the owner was required by law to provide housing and food, and the one suit of clothes a year. Some of them refused, so that many of the people end up almost naked on the streets of Bastille. I read it. They're talking about yes, because they didn't have the clothes, they didn't have the money to buy it. You know, talk about the raggedy state of the people. And if you go back as far as 1935, which is 100 years after emancipation, living conditions were no better. You know, so you celebrate something that you feel. Now, we who are far from that date, we have seen changes.
Yes, that's
right. But they did not. I mean, imagine you don't go to work, they take you to court. They call it breach of contract, but actually breach of contract.
Yes.
A contract they did not sign.
That's right.
If a child was sick, you couldn't stay home with it. They dragged you to the court, and sometimes the magistrate, who also owned the states, sent people to prison. So and you could not leave the island. You couldn't go down and buy a ticket. Oh, you're not going to, not at all. You had to get permission. You had to prove that you were able to support those who you were going to leave behind. All kind of laws were passed to restrict them from leaving St. Kitts. So people say, well, people ain't even noticing it.
Yeah.
It is something that passed down, because in some cases you ask, are we much better off? Because there are other people who are trying to determine our destiny.
So when do you think they began to feel the change? Like they began to feel better?
Maybe in the 80s, 70s, 80s, not in the 60s either.
What?
Maybe in the early 80s, the late 70s. Because remember, they were still bound to the cane field. And the cane field offered no progress. You understand?
So you wouldn't say the 60s was the changes began to come in the 60s?
No, about 40. I was in the 60s, I was 12. Nearly everybody went to school, in the government school, and barefooted. You know that, right? Or you wasn't born then?
Well, I know about the slappers.
Slappers was an improvement on barefoot. You went to school barefoot, you went Sunday school barefoot. You had one or two dresses. I mean, these are facts, you know.
Yeah.
Malnutrition was rampant all through the 70s. You know, we had a professor, his name slipped me now, Barry Shevans. You read the name? You could check it out.
Okay.
Barry Shevans, Chavans, Shevans, from Jamaica. He came here to do a study on the social status of women and children. And he had data going back to the 60s and the 70s. Now Sylvia Manning could tell you, because she was the nutrition officer. The rate of malnutrition among some children 5 and under was about 40%.
Okay, wow.
Because, you know, look, my parents work in the cane field. If it wasn't for the mountain ground, some of us would starve. Because they work 6 months in a year, you know. And sometimes in the dull season, you might get 1 day a week. 1 day a week work. So they had to credit from the shops. You know, eat more dumpling, yam, and, you know.
But then people never used to grow stuff? People never used to grow things in the backyard and so?
Backyard.
That's a good
remember, you know, they woke up until Saturday morning. You know that?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like how it is now. You got paid at 12 o'clock on Saturday. And the little thing, because you had to trust the food or credit for those who don't know about the trust. I mean, what pure hand to mouth is when, you know what, all that became a little easier? When the U.S. Virgin Islands opened, and our people flocked down there to look work, because after the Cuba revolution, the Americans pulled out of Cuba, and they went to St. Thomas and so and built their hotels. So our people then were, sometimes for the first time, able to eat a decent meal. For those who could begin to send back boxes with stuff.
Yeah.
Send back stove. I mean, my mother cooked on stove, the 3-stone stove. All in the 60s. Until my brother sent a 3-burner stove from St. Thomas. And then Esther brought in the blue flame for those who are like me.
Yeah.
You know, life was something else. So when you look back and see that you're supposed to be free, because even though they had elected representatives, as you would have heard the thing plain as I said, they didn't have any power. Up to 1952, they had no power. It's only in 1957 they were given chairmanship and ministerial things. But they had no power. So our people were bound and tied to the cane fields. And imagine sometimes they have big negotiation and you get 1 cent. Wow. 1 cent increase, a penny. You work all week, you get $6. The man who worked with my father, he worked acting cane. He might have got 13. Tractor drivers must have didn't even get 13. And then in those days, it was normal to have 6 and 7 and 8, 9 children. So some people farm them out. You go to your auntie, you go to, you know what I mean?
Yes, yes. We have some callers, Miss Henry.
Yeah, so when we think about it today we could celebrate because our parents endured the hardship.
Yes.
And they not only endured, but they look forward to a better day, which we are now enjoying.
That's right.
So we could celebrate.
Thank you. So you can call back, please. Good morning.
Yes, indeed, family. Good morning again to you, Ines. Okay, we want to thank Blessed for that production. Excellent production. We love it. Indeed, we love it. You know, the other day we say that music festival to bring forward gospel night.
Yes.
Yes. They should consider it deeply and make it happen. Don't just put it with thought, but make it happen.
That's right.
Important. We need that with certain things where we just see come out in the genre of music that is there. We need the gospel or Naya Bingi to balance it.
That's true.
Very important. You know, we have come a long way. We have indeed come a long way, but we have a long way to go. Because even though we have rise above those things that family just described, you know, the physical things that we was going through, and we good. There is a mental warfare. She does look on it as well. So she and others look on it as well, something theory. Conspire blind theory. But believe you me, we are in the midst of spiritual warfare, economic warfare. And I can just go on and on and on, you know, and it is very real, and we are caught up in the midst of it, even we who was taken away from a continent. So it is very important, you know, that as we give thanks, as we give fervent thanks and praises, you know, and when the supplications for all what we, you know, for our ancestors. Who are we? We are one and the same. It is very important that we do that, but also face the reality of the world that we are living in up to the present time, according to the Western Gregorian calendar 2023.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Morning, Jazzy.
Yes.
You know, in everything you give thanks, right?
Yes.
You say the other body, you thank everybody, but we got to thank you, the nurses, the doctors, everybody who went to the service to us. You know? Especially my drivers. I couldn't. Second emotion was still weak because I way up that way. I way up the school without shoes, and I had to go mountain every Saturday, but you know, even though they had at first they had a 3 acres of plot, part of it had cane, the rest of them you had to plant your food, yam, dashing, tanya, potato. My father used to, they had something named God yam over the hill. I dig them there and all.
The name what?
God yam, got some big fruit, they're long and they're black.
Yes, I've heard about those yam that you had to dig deep to get them.
Yes, they call them hand yam, foot yam and all that, but it's some long
name for
one.
them too.
We had to dig them over the hill. They grow and they
Simangwali, yes.
Yeah, I went in that, yeah.
Okay.
I was even in the days of washing smart clothes when the king had smart there. The man says smart something man who they sing the smart song. Yeah, we
yes.
used to wash them.
King the 29 fellows, yeah.
Yeah, we used to wash them down Cranston. But then I used to work on the estate. Yeah, so thank all those who listen to you, this program at morning. You have some elderly just listen to you. And I'm morning time because you create this program at airwaves. We're still working on you. I want to say finally, happy birthday to you. I'm going to see you chat you,
Yeah, you go ahead.
You chat you say good thing. Good morning, Wanga. You visitors them there with you.
Good morning.
Nice.
Thank you, Lolo.
Take over from our legend.
Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, good morning once again, and
yes.
to you both there, right?
Yes.
Now, your first caller, with what she said, our eldest sister. She's correct, you know. She's correct, right? What was there to celebrate? But in addition to what she said was given in evidence, I also read that on that day, you had the colonists or the estate overseers and so on that day. They used it as a distraction. So they had their own get-together, like the horse racing and all of that and so on. Right? But to be honest, there was nothing meaningful to me about that day. Nothing meaningful. If we want to remember this day that we call Emancipation Day, I think what we need to do is to celebrate our people, us, for our resilience. Celebrate us because we are a great people.
That's right.
Celebrate us because we had that mental strength, or what some people would say, mental tenacity, to overcome all of these diabolical and I mean terrible journey in our life up until today. Emancipation, up to this point, I mean, if you have to conduct a survey and you ask people if they're happy about this day, some, I believe, is going to say yes, and, you know, some people toe the line, whether to be politically correct or dependent, maybe to give favor or to show favor to their political party, as the case may be. But there are people out there who will going to be honest and tell you there is nothing about emancipation to celebrate, because another thing we need to understand, we did not fight for it. We did not fight for it. When we have to fight for something,
that's right,
we value it far more because it means a lot to us. So the celebration up until to this day, ask ourselves, we need to ask ourselves the question, are we self-determining up until today?
Okay.
And we
Thank
we
you.
are fully emancipated. Have a blessed day.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Morning.
Greetings proudly. We juggling radio station, so we didn't even realize that people that's with you. So we want to help everybody that's, forgive me manners.
Blessed lover, yeah.
No, you see, Me hear you, beloved sister, but yes, you know, the hottest battle begets the sweetest victory when you fight for something. Yeah, we know that. But you see, when that happened in that time there in that Iowa when it happened, no, believe you me, it meant something to us. Even if they had ulterior motive and it was part of the conspire blind to get money or whatever, that physical, that removal of that physical bondage, yes, sir, it really meant something. Please make us know this. Make us put myself in that Iowa as our ancestors, and our ancestors is us. To that Iowa when them things was happening, because every family just talk about it, about the malnutrition and the dark school barefoot and blah blah, which is a reality. But imagine a reality even before that time. What we go through. So the emancipation thing, even though we know them, you know, we know how tricky they be, you know. But you see, the conquering lion of the blessed tribe of Judah, who have given us the victory again and break the chains and given us the victory again and again and again. Yeah, he's upon my side. That power is upon my side. So good over evil every time, and no matter what them come with, no matter what is the crisis, no matter what is the conspire blind, good over evil, divine powers at work with we. We have a good shepherd, you know. We are Israel, you know, because remember, you know, gone to the Bible, you know. Israel is not a place, you know. It's twin brothers, you know. Twin brothers, Esau and Jacob. Now Jacob a church, and whatever happened, and they say, what? No more you shall be called Jacob. And remember the description when them twin they was born, you know. Esau was born, the King James Version said, but the other version say, well, Jacob, they look, they say Esau was born red and hairy. Yeah. And from birth he said, you are like two different nations. These things is prophecy, you know. Now Jacob, who is we, right? In name was changed to Israel, so if anybody is Israel, is we. But from Jacob, this generation come forth, come right you, check it and you see. So we are Israel. We are, it's not them out there in some land where Israel, yeah, whatever. Is we the Ethiopians. Are the true Israel sons and daughters. That is why we so up in our spirituality, you know. Them try to turn we and twist we in all kind of ways. But you see, that is why me could appreciate love.
All right.
Gospel and I say, me so one, and I tell blessed give thanks for that, because even though we say Rastafari, you know. You see, if you is Rastafari and you're not politically centered, spiritually centered, you just have a look.
All right. Yes. Thank you so much. We got callers. Thank you. All right. Good morning.
Hi, Chastity. Good morning. And how are you this morning?
I'm good, landlord. What are you saying?
Okay, I'm here, Lord. I'm missing Mick voice when you and him will say landlord together.
Yes, I'm telling you, the landlady. Yes.
Yes. Good morning to you and your co-host.
Good morning to you.
I'm accustomed to them, Chastity.
What you said? Sorry, what you said?
Morning to you and your host.
Oh,
yes. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Chastity, what I'm calling to say this morning, I have a studio apartment to rent at number 9 Farms Project Sandy Point. It's $800 a month. It comes with internet, water, and electricity. It's a package. The number to call is 466-5453. However, I'm not going too fast.
5453?
Yes. Or my cell is 764.
I'm putting the thing in the wrong place. So
let me take my time.
I'm busy typing.
Okay.
Let me go across. Yes. 465.
466.
4665-453.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can call cell. You know, some people like to call cell phone and WhatsApp or whatever. It's 764. 0474.
0474.
Yes.
Okay, got you covered.
Have a blessed weekend, Justin. Make sure you take all your rest you can and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, and tell me how much for the apartment, Diana.
Oh, yes, sorry. It's $800.
800, you heard? Oh, okay.
800.
See, I I got me helpers, man.
Yes, that's
okay,
very
thank
good.
you, landlady. Thank you.
And just before you go, I must commend you. You were so well fed. And at Mick funeral, I was watching it because I was ain't able to come because I was working.
Yeah.
It was well. I loved what you said.
Thank you.
About
thank
it. It was natural and it come from your heart.
Yes. It
You
did.
know, unlike when people go to funeral and they go to those places and I know he was a good friend and you taught the real things and the truthful things. You ain't
Yes.
compromise nothing. You speak from your heart, Jazzy.
Thank you.
And I
thank you.
commend you highly of that. Jazzy, continue doing what you're doing to help the people on radio market, and one day God gonna bless you.
Yes, praise be to God. Thank you.
She's being blessed.
I receive. Thank you.
Okay, Jazzy, you all.
Oh my God, sorry about that. Just gonna say y'all have a good day. I'm sure. Yes.
But Jazzy was excellent.
Yeah. To God be the glory. He kept me. Yeah. Thank you so much. Remember, and again, ignitions are good. Ignition. Oh my God.
Jazzy, you know what Miss Henry spoke about going barefooted? You know how many times I got licks for going barefooted? Because my friends
they had done. I used to do it too.
But then there were 3 women in Newtown that stood out when you talk about walking barefooted. Don't know if they could have survived in this time, how hot the sun is.
Yeah, but them did. Yeah, boy. Yeah.
But there was
true.
a lady called Nancy. She used to live on Pond Road.
She used to walk barefoot?
Yeah.
All the time?
All the time. There was one in Con Street called Edith.
I know Edith. That name sounds familiar. I know Edith. Yeah.
I think they used to call it Double Soul or something like that.
That name sounds familiar, but me ain't sure. Yeah.
And then you had a woman called Flowery Fly Food.
Flowery Fly Food?
Yeah. Those are 3 people, women from
Yeah.
Newtown that stood out to me when it come to walking
barefoot.
Yeah.
They were into fishing?
They were-
Yeah. Because
yeah,
fishermen, you realize the fishermen, they walk barefoot.
Edith used to clean fish for people.
Okay. We have several calls. Hi, good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah,
Can I hear you?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Much better.
All right. I was saying that what Mrs. Henry said a bit earlier resonated so much that a few callers after that we underscored the point, and I want to underscore it even more as well, because the whole idea is that one finds it difficult to celebrate something that really did not impact as it ought to have impacted. And I'm going along with what Mrs. Henry was saying, that the impact of it really wasn't felt. So that the only other sensible thing to do is to commemorate rather than celebrate.
Okay.
Right? Now, one of the biggest insults that occurred at that point in 1834 was that the emancipated persons were told that they had to now work as, there's a term, they had to, apprenticeship. They had to serve 4 years of apprenticeship for doing work that they were already doing for hundreds of years.
I know.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Apprenticeship for something that they were already the best in the world at what they do. Right? That was the biggest insult. Now, I want to emphasize the whole idea of commemoration. And yes, it is that whilst we may observe 1st of August, it ought to be observed more as a commemoration rather than a celebration.
Okay, now for the benefit of persons who are listening and might not understand, explain commemoration and the celebration.
Commemoration is you are acknowledging that something happened at that particular point, and you focus on things that would remind you that something happened at that point in time. So you are commemorating the event. You are saying, we acknowledge that this event took place at that point in time, and what the whole idea was. Celebration connotes that you jump in for joy because you get something that you work for, that you fight for. And I think one of your callers spoke about that if you didn't fight for anything, then it really doesn't have the same meaning as if you actually fought for it.
That's right.
And so I would more lean towards a commemoration concept rather than a celebration concept. And essentially, that is the same thing that had happened in the 80s when we were contemplating the observance of 1992 as the 500th anniversary of 1492. And the government at the time had embraced the idea that it ought to be a commemoration rather than a celebration. Unfortunately, enough persons didn't latch on to the idea, and so we would have lost an opportunity to do a commemoration which would have given St. Kitts and Nevis an opportunity to be the site of a world fair, the legacy effect of which would have left St. Kitts and Nevis with museums unlimited, and our museum tourism would have been the best in the entire world. And so we lost that opportunity. But that's another discussion.
Yes, quite interesting. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Good morning.
Hello, Johnny.
Morning, Sonny Boy.
Johnny.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw you with your speech about Mick, and it was very eloquently done.
Thank you.
And I watched the ceremony for 4 hours.
I
want to take issue with what a lady said, Miss Henry, because I'm 76 years old. When things begin to change, when Bradshaw and the Sugar Factory Union took over from the government for Wigley, things began to change in St. Kitts then. I was born in 1947. When I grew up home in St. Kitts, America used to send milk powder for the schools in St. Kitts. Surplus milk powder. And when I left school at 17. I went to work for Hosford, driving the lots. I used to make hundreds of dollars when sugar boat come in. Things was not hard for my family. And my grandmother went to Santo Domingo. She came back and bought a house in South Valley, and we had a bar shop. So when she said things were that hard with barefoot people and all of that, that was way back in the 40s, somewhere around in the 30s, after World War II.
Okay.
But in the 60s, growing up in St. Kitts, when Bradshaw took over and the Labour became in power when it took over, things began to get better for Kiddiston. And then they formed the Federation. And Bradshaw went to Trinidad and Southwell took over. Both used to bring food from Nevis. I used to send barrels from St. Thomas to St. Kitts for my family, and Carlton is a guy called Chrissy O'Connell. Chrissy's name is O'Connell, Chris the O'Connell. So one we could tell you, when we come home from St. Thomas in the 70s, we had money, and we'd be spending with our family. We'd be at Master's house. Everybody had been come from my sister them from St. Thomas. So St. Thomas opened up after World War II, when World War II was over. So I take issue with a lot of things she said. I didn't see that poverty in St. Kitts. What I know is when you come from school, you got to take your shoes off. But when I went to Elliston School, boys' school, senior school, I had shoes. And Mr. Astafan used to give us clothes, used to give us a lot of things. Mr. Amsterdam, Mr. Cooley, Mr. Haley, Mr. Kawazo. We used to get help. It wasn't that gloom and doom in my time, and I'm 76 years old.
Okay.
It was not.
All right, Sonny Boy.
Thank you, Sonny Boy. Thank you for that. Thank you. Wango, he alluded to going to St. Thomas and going. So you were going down to St. Thomas like in the 60s and so?
I went to St. Thomas my first time, 70s, in the 70s.
In the 70s.
76,
okay.
77 for my first trip,
I was going to. I went like in the early 70s when my brother went down to St. Croix to go school. I used to go by him 75, 74. You know, he left 75 or something like that. So, but I used to go more St. Thomas.
You used to go Curacao.
I used to go St. Croix. Oh, Curacao.
Okay.
I
used to go before St. Thomas.
And then Santo Domingo too. People went down to Santo Domingo.
People went
Yeah. Hi, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes.
Good morning to you and your panelists.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, Good morning. I'm here listening. I'm a 70s born child, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I hear Mrs. Henry speak, I don't listen because, I mean, to compare that time to now, that we're supposed to be happy and living happy with one another, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, you know, the way how they talk about back then, it's like you couldn't see each other face because everybody was so head down doing this, have to do this, must got to do this. And, you know, it was like a life thing there. They couldn't do nothing else but do what they have to do. No time to party around and, you know, look at we today. Look at we today, the living today. Sometimes you hear them talk about they used to get some kind of pence or shilling. Look at our payment today. And, I mean, when I study life, like I say, I'm a young person, eh? I was a 70 born child, 71 specific. To see and hear what was happening back then, we got to really give God thanks, you know, because as the man even said something about Israelites, people are we are the Israelites right now, that is there something about us, that we have some kind of thick skin to deal with what is happening today, especially because a lot of us living today, we would not have been able to manage what was happening back then, you know. Mm-hmm. It's like we having glory now, and it's like we don't see it, we don't acknowledge it. We're not thankful. But that's every day of my life living now that I understand some. I know all what is happening and how life is, Jazzy. I am so thankful and just wish and hope that everybody else could have that kind of thinking. Because I'm telling you, we're living in glory now, and it's so sad to see how we're living towards each other, man. Our brothers and sisters, our very own. We've got to do better and change, make a change. We can make the change because we don't have to be living like this, how we're living today here. You understand?
Yes.
We are a people, and as I say, you see, us generation here, if we don't make that change now, does it? To God be the glory with whatever is here to come, because the generation that we are seeing coming behind us, Lord have mercy, we have to kneel down and pray.
Yes,
we
all
have
right.
to go down and pray that they can get on to be in it, because what is unfolding before us, only God will have mercy on us.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Have a good day. Good morning.
Good morning, Jasmine. How you doing today?
I'm good.
Nice to hear that you're good. But you know, this man, there's a... I'm going to tell you something again. You still have the moral Belgian Shepherd. And like I said last week, I am not the person who's selling, I'm just the mediator. So you have to call 663-2753. That's the number you call, you get all the prices you need. I'm not the price guy, I'm only the mediator, I'm only the advertise man. These guys who sell the puppies. So that's what it says to you. Call 663-2753 and you get all the information you want about the puppies and prices. That's what it says. Good morning.
No, the pussy. Thank you, boss. Thank you. Good morning.
Yes, Jazzy, permit me just a few seconds, minutes. I try not to stay long. Your last female caller, let me remind her who we are as a people. We are a strong people.
Yeah, man.
And if we today had to go through what our forebears went through, we would have survived the same way. Right? We would have survived. Because you know what happened to us? When things are good, we take a lot for granted. And we see a lot of this individualism come out. When we have to go through the fire, you see, we come together as a community. And that's what our forebears had. They had community. It's because things have increased for us. We have destroyed a lot of the foundations and removed ancient landmarks.
Oh, landmarks, that's right.
And then that's why you see we are living individualistic lives. But if push comes to shove, you will see how we get together and we will survive. Mm-hmm. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. You see it in disasters. You see it,
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Have you ever heard about slave rebellions? Heard about or read about slave rebellions? Hello?
Yes, go ahead, make your point. Go ahead, please.
No, I'm asking a question before I move forward.
Yes, we have.
Okay.
Okay, because you see somebody call a while ago and say we didn't have to fight for our emancipation. I mean, I don't know if she's speaking about black people or this present group. Obviously, this present group, or most of this present group, will not have had to fight for it, because it was achieved before many of us were born, right? So, some people either do not read, or do not understand, or do not discuss with people who know, right? There were several slave rebellions, and the main purpose was to get freedom. Mm-hmm. So I hope she would understand that.
Yes. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Thank you. And Zelma Daniel says that lady explaining history is smart. Belle Francis says, good morning, Jazzy, and your host. I watched Mick's celebration of life. It was such a fitting tribute to him. The videos of Mick put a smile on my face, watching from Birmingham, England. And then Trevor Blanchard says, please have your audience acquire and read Sir Probin Innes's books, Historic Bastard, to get a historic understanding of St. Kitts. Chapter 4 is particularly interesting. Trevor Blanchard, again, you can also supplement your understanding with Washington Archibald Reflections of an Epic Journey. Good morning, Shawan Paris. Good morning, Jazzy, and your two hosts. And Ramona Crawford. Good morning, Jazzy Wango and Dennis. Good morning, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
But we ain't get to talk yet, can you realize it? I love it. Morning.
Hey, good morning, me again.
Yes.
By the way, you contact the Salvation Army man?
No, Major Campbell?
Yeah.
No, I haven't gotten to him yet.
Oh, well, ask him, because I started thinking about it. Now, another reason why, imagine a man say you're free, but you can't go. They was declared free in 34, and they had to work 4 more years without pay. Is that freedom?
Mm-hmm.
4 more years, They had to work under the same condition. Well, they didn't beat them. I don't know if they beat them. And some of them, before they hired them, they shut down or sell the estate. Left the people abandoned. Now, I hear different views. Now, Mr. Bratcher did a lot. Because if I said up to 1935 when they had the Buckles Rebellion, the living conditions in St. Kitts and Nevis and the Caribbean was not far from the gate of the plantation. We got to face it. That's why they think. And that's why they had the Moyne Commission, and the Moyne Commission painted a very bleak, very, very bleak. So nobody said Mr. Bratcher did not do. But if the conditions that he met was as good as slavery condition, he had to work extra hard. As I tell you, when you negotiate, and they're going to give the people 1 cent, but this is a halfpenny, or a penny on their wage. It looks like a lot, but then it can't do anything, and we got to face it. Everybody was poor. If everybody poor, nobody, you don't even think about poverty. You poor, your neighbor poor. Everybody in the village was poor. Everybody in the school was poor. So it wasn't a big thing, like there wasn't anybody to stand out. And that is why some people say, oh, we wasn't poor. We wasn't poor. Good morning, Zelma. We grew up on the same street. Good morning, Zelma Daniel. So, it is where you come in and what you read, as the person says. We need to read. We need to, there are good books up at the public library that we don't use. I advise you all and encourage you all to use the public library. You learn a lot about things that you never knew.
Yes.
All right then.
Thank you so much, Miss Henry. Good morning.
Yes, Jazzy, let me say quickly. This emancipation that we are talking about, okay? Let me remind your male caller. It did not come about because of any quote-unquote slave rebellions. All right? It didn't. It came about because, well, after the abolition of the slave trade, how should I put it? Well, the enslavers, they could not replenish or they could not get persons from Africa at will anymore. So they had to depend on who they had on their estates, and they had to breed them internally. It became very, very, very expensive for them to maintain this. They were losing money. And so that is why you had some of them now came to the fore and they started talking about abolishing this and giving emancipation and all of that and so on. It was not for us, our people, or it was not because of any slave rebellion, and I stand corrected. If we had what is called a slave rebellion here in St. Kitts, somebody bring it to my recollection, because you might have heard about a Marcus of the Woods, as the case may be, but you heard about established rebellions in places like Jamaica and so on, and even then, they did not get emancipation because of no slave rebellion. At that time, when these people, the Europeans, were benefiting, they did all they had to do to crush these things with brutal force. They held on to what they had because they were benefiting from it, my male brother caller. So it was not because of any slave rebellion. Emancipation, and like what was said, even when they say that we were given emancipation, they still had a period of apprenticeship where the conditions were no different to what they went through prior. And even after apprenticeship, many of our people were lost because there was nothing that was done for them so that they can become independent and do what they have to do. So many of them still had to end back up on the same estate under similar conditions, even though they were quote-unquote free. So my male caller, it wasn't because of any slave rebellion. It was not working anymore for them. And that is why when I hear a lot of people say, well, oh, he had all of these Europeans who were fighting on behalf of the black people. They were called the Quakers, and they fought hard to end this for the black people. No, it was not benefiting them. So they're going to put it in history as though they fought for black people. But that was not true. It was to defend and protect their interests. And that is why they did not want to lose money. They wanted to stop that financial hemorrhaging. And that is why they came out, put it, and of course it's they who write books. So they're going to write it how they want it to continue to bamboozle us. Okay. Anyway, you have a blessed day.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. We were talking about Salvation Army in between, and somebody said Major Campbell retired, and they think that he left the island already. You know Major Campbell, right?
Yeah.
I love him, see? You're such a jovial man, and always, you know. Yeah, so I hope he and
he's Jamaican, right?
Yes, okay. Yes. Really nice gentleman. Okay, Howard Ramadan. Is Ramadan? No. Howard Maynard says good morning to Wanga. Hail up from Ramadan. Ramadan in Virginia. You know Ramadan? Ramadan Maynard, in Virginia. Ramadan and Iris. Yeah. Yes, he's a hail up. Okay. Well, we got to take a break, you know. But the 4 lines, watch here, all the lines going. But it's interesting, you know. We're even going to really do a little talk, but it's all right.
It's all good.
It's all right. It's all good. It's all good. So we're going to take a quick break. Y'all don't call. I'm going to play some advertisements, and we'll get back. Come back just now, okay?
The biggest party in sport is back for 2023. And the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots will need your support at Warner Park. CPL will be bigger, better and louder than ever before. And this year, the Patriots are ready to bounce back and claim the title once again. The games are between the 23rd and 27th of August. Get your tickets now at cplt20.com. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
49 years of mass and free. Culturama 2023. 49 years of mass and free. Culturama 2023. From Wetfest to Food Fair, from Queen Show to Jubilee. Culturama 14 days, so you must be here.
From July 27th to August 8th, join us in Nevis for the Caribbean's greatest summer line. Culturama 49.
49 years of mass and free. Culturama 20. 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 49 years of mass. 49 years of mass.
Attention St. Kitts and Nevis, it's official. Friday, August 25th and Saturday, August 26th have been declared VAT discount days. VAT days are coming, but you don't have to wait. Come now to Hospitals and take advantage of pre-approved credit for VAT days on August 25th and the 26th at all departments. Visit Hospitals Auto Sales Event, Hospitals Building and Nevis Centers, Furniture and Appliances, and Ashley Furniture Home Store to get pre-approved credit for VAT days this August 25th and the 26th. Act now and enjoy Hospital's incredibly low rates on all brand new vehicles, plus an unbeatable package of benefits, including pay absolutely nothing for VAT on all models, no down payment, free bill of sale, free servicing for 12 months, get up to $1,000 in free groceries or gas for up to 3 months, get free registration and licensing, free tinting and accessories. Hurry, some exclusions apply. See stores for details. Don't miss this golden opportunity to save big during VAT discount days. See you there.
Originated from the finest sugar cane to the bars and restaurants, it's the Big Cane Rum. The Big Cane Rum, now made in St. Kitts, available in 4 sizes: 50 ml, 200 ml, 750 ml, and 1 liter, with many fruity flavors to choose from, like mango, banana, coconut, vanilla, and lime. Not forgetting the original silver and gold rum. Make your favorite pina colada, mojito, daiquiri, cocktails, and delicious rum punch with your very own, the Big Cane Rum, blended and bottled in St. Kitts, so delicious and smooth you can use as shots. The Big Cane Rum, distributed by Square Duty Free on Port Zante, soon available in all rum shops and bars.
Are you ready for the summer? Need a plan like no other. Stay connected when you're on the go.
Sign up for internet and get 1 month free, plus a chance to pay $0 for the rest of the year. Plus, get a chance to win free data, gas vouchers, $500 cash weekly, grocery vouchers, Fed tickets, and more.
Switch over to Flow.
Alrighty, now we are back. And even though I tell people, wait, don't call, let's still, me and Mick used to laugh after that a lot, see? Mick say, does he watch dear? Or you don't call, are we playing some ads Phone a ring.
The one get you,
I guess. So somebody says, Sheila Kane says, blessed good morning, watching and listening to Jazzy and guests from Tortola. Enjoy your day. Thank you. You enjoy your day to Ramadan.
Thank you.
And Iris, good morning. Okay, back to the phone lines. Let's see. Hi, good morning.
I am back.
Mm.
We want to go on, Dennis boy. You all on intermission?
Yeah, today. Me and all on intermission today. Me and all are listening today.
Yes, man.
You see that?
Well, Jazzy, some time ago, I advertised an 8-inch roto sando and weed spraying gun, but the owner thief the weed spraying gun. So I'm going to have to get another one and advertise the two together.
Okay.
Well, I emancipate myself from a lot of things when Wobble Up was around. Remember Wobble Up?
The
moving pharmacist.
Right. Yeah. Well, I had a friend named Board. And doesn't matter whether he go in the sea and he come out, him out dry. He couldn't keep him out wet. He go to all kind of doctor, they give him all kind of things. And him out still dry. So somebody recommend him to go to Wobble Up.
Oh Lord.
And when he went to Wobble Up, the tablets what Wobble Up give him. Jazzy, if St. Kitts was a flat place like Anguilla, you and I will have to give warning about the flash flooding what we'll have got from Hidri building.
Why we don't leave people alone, boy? This is good.
You remember what kind of pickup you used to have?
Yeah, a little Mavis pickup with some wooden frame to put in the glass. We used to call them taxi.
You used to have some wooden frame on it.
Right, some wooden studs.
Wobble Up. He said Wobble Up. This guy had a 1 foot bigger than one, and Wobble Up. When he done with the foot is small and the other one.
He was a great man.
So when he done with the foot.
He was a good chemist.
Oh my gosh, he was a chemist. Yeah,
anyway, let me move let somebody else get in, buddy.
Yes, you have a good day. Thank you for the lightness. Good morning.
But you know
what you said, Wanga, what you said?
You know
Hi, morning.
was late Henry father.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Morning.
Hi, morning. It's Radio Market.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, I just advertise that I have a gas dryer.
You have what?
Hello?
You have what? What do you have, you say? Okay. Call back. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Jazzy D.
Good morning.
Yes, interesting program.
Thank you.
Just to say something quickly, because I could appreciate what folks are saying, that you don't want to really celebrate emancipation, because indeed, from 1834, and then you had the apprenticeship system 34 to 38, for the next 100 years, slavery, the situation, particularly in the smaller islands where you could not move off the estates, was more or less the same as slavery, and which is why 1935, the Buckley's riots, because of the situation there, is so important, and which we should be really celebrating. And then after that, we had the adult suffrage, 1 man 1 vote. Then you had, in 1967, we became an associated state, self-governing in this sense. Internally, we were responsible for ourselves. Britain would have been responsible for foreign affairs and the defense. And during that period, quite a number of things happened right through to independence. That is, 1967, we had the schools merging and preparing the way for comprehensive system, because at that time, you had to pay to go to high school and different things. So there was a sort of education reform. And then later on in 1975, we had the sugar industry, you could say again, agricultural reform, when there was the nationalization. Of course, it wasn't paid for then, but it came under government ownership, the sugar industry, which was the foundation of our economy at that time, and moving forward. And then at the same time in 1975 was the same time when the government of the day was able to get the central bank, it was then called the Currency Authority, to be brought here to St. Kitts.
Okay.
And that became the foundation for later on. It was upgraded to a full-scale central bank. And of course, we realized what an important role it plays here. Then we had our independence and things moved on. So yes, we should be celebrating all of these things going forward. Now, just to the point about we didn't have to fight. Yes, we had to fight, but in different ways. In the larger islands, you had the Maroons in Jamaica that had the ran away thing, and and so on. But in the small islands, there was so much power behind those who were in control at the time on our small territories. You couldn't do much because they would catch you if you run off the estate or do anything and hang you. I mean, that was what was done then. So we have a very rich history here. That is why we were called the mother colony of the West Indies. And so we need to celebrate things like that and moving forward, celebrate how we can come together and, in spite of everything else, move forward.
So,
thank you.
I have a question for you, though. So, Ms. Henry alluded to the fact that we did not see a difference of getting better until like the 70s. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely not. That's not true. Okay. It can't possibly be true. And the gentleman who spoke from New York made it very clear. Because as I just mentioned, in the 60s, there are two things here. These changes did not come right away. Because as we said, 35, you had the Buckley's riot, and then after that, they had to struggle. Even after the Buckley's riot, and you had the Moyne Commission's report, it was not released until after the World War II. Britain did not want Germany and other people to realize how bad things were in the colonies. And so it was not until after after the end of the World War II, which ended in 45, that report was released, right? And so you had that situation, and then they began to improve things with. But it's only after we begin to be more internally self-governing with the the administration of the day that we began to do things bit by bit. But yes, people were still poor. And it's a good point to make because sometimes we hear this thing about St. Kitts and Nevis, St. Kitts and Nevis. The rich people were rich. St. Kitts was a rich island, but it was concentrated in the hands of the planter class. The ordinary person, the ordinary person did not get the benefits as much, but it began to roll out. I mentioned about education because that's where it starts. In education, when government secured the land and we had NACO, we used to grow our own agriculture. People had to have to understand when sugar was thriving, there was NACO, where you got everything. Pineapple, peanuts, everything on the marginal lands. So when we say we are poor, sometimes it's poor in our minds. Okay. But we gradually grew and grew and grew and grew. But definitely, even in the 60s, we started to see some measure of improvements bit by bit. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes. The milk powder. And the NACO.
And the soy flour.
Soy flour. Yeah.
Did you ever mix milk powder?
Yep. That was the lime. Milk powder and sugar.
In the Belfry in boys' school. You line up with the plastic cups. Some had to go wash cups. You come with the cups and we in the Belfry with these big buckets and
we used to get corn too. Used to get corn, right? Yeah. And we used to eat the corn with the sugar.
Them days was good days.
Yeah. And then he had a point where we were getting some cornflakes in some little box, and
the small
little box. That's when the small box had come. Yeah, we had getting the cornflakes. But
that soy flour play a great part in a lot of us life.
Yeah. So you used to get it from the clinic or from
the clinic? Yeah. They used to come on and give it out, yeah.
But I remember in school getting the milk powder. Yeah.
I tried mixed milk powder. And listen, that used to cause problem to you because you know what, milk. You come back in the class.
Lord, I must see.
You know the problem is
yes. Yes. Good morning.
Yeah. Good morning, Germany. Good morning. Today is Radio Market.
It is.
Okay, just a quick suggestion. I don't know if you will agree with me. I know a couple. I listened it a couple times. Some people look like they refuse to give the price of an item. Let them give the price because you will know for sure, even if you want to struck a deal with them, you will know whether they're giving you for a low price or higher price. Let them set the price over the year. Because next thing you know, you go to them and they're giving you this. You don't even know what the price of the item is.
Excuse me, but that is something we say every time, okay? We even ask them, say nothing new. We always encourage them to give us the price. That's what we tell them that if we know what we be dealing with, we'll know what we're dealing with. We'll know whether we can or not. But if they don't give it, so the majority of people give the price. Only the ceiling fan, no, not the ceiling fan.
Only dog man.
The dog man didn't give the price, but the other people gave the price.
Oh, because I heard it already, and you could see the person was, you asked for the price, they did ask for the price, and they refused.
And they
didn't give you the price.
Yeah, we tired.
I remember I heard. Yeah.
Yes, it's true. Thank you, though. Thanks.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll work on them. Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Daddy.
Yes.
Wendy Nelson.
Remember Carl, you got to talk to either Miss Brown, what is Brown for the Windsor Love? Because she did a long time. I went in, I met her there, 1974.
Okay.
See, I met them in 1974.
Yes, okay. Well, we can talk about that next week, okay?
Okay, yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
thank you.
Okay, thanks. Good morning. Morning. Okay, the computer on. That's why here in the back. You go ahead and good morning.
Hello, Jazzy. This is Sonny Boy calling back. Jazzy, you remember your father family named Nathan? That's what my grandmother named, Mary Nathan from Monkey Hill.
Okay.
She went to Santo Domingo in the 1800s. My mother was born in 1920 in the Dominican Republic. They didn't have no problem to leave the island. Jazzy, you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead. You're listening.
Yeah, they didn't have no problem in the island. Do you know Kitchener died building the Panama Canal? Kitchener died when they built the Panama Canal in the 1800s. And people from St. Kitts went to England in the 50s, 1950s. England opened up for people who were going to England. I'm saying, what Miss Henry said, my time alive was hard. We used to get free oil from Trinidad. Dr. William used to be St. Kitts and all the other Caribbean islands. Free oil. Never had to pay for it. Canada used to send flour to St. Kitts and give to us in the Florida boat. I used to work for hospital. I used to pull the barges with the launch. So my generation, things was way better. And all the stuff, the Wigleys and Blake and them on, Bradshaw started taking that away from them one by one. So Bradshaw is the one that made a difference in St. Kitts as far as we elevate into the life we have now. It's Robert Llewellyn Bradshaw did that. Yeah. So if anybody tell you things different, they don't know the facts.
Okay, thank you.
That is so true.
Thank you, yes. Morning.
Hey, morning. You mentioned something earlier on about corn.
About
corn, yeah.
Yes.
That used to come. They used to have, first of all, they used to have the milk powder, right? And then later on, in fact, that used to come under something to do with the World Food Program. Now, later on, they started to send a mixture called CSM.
Oh,
corn, soybean, and milk.
Yeah.
Corn, soybean, and milk, CSM.
Thank you. Yes, that's true. So y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, done gone?
Yeah, done gone. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
CSM.
I think I remember the CSM patrol. Yeah. Wow. So we I think we made things. To me, when I asked about the backyard garden and so she was saying, what garden, why backyard? But people had their places to plant things. And
not really. Most of the people live in tenement yards.
Yeah, so you had small houses in one yard?
In one yard.
Okay.
Right? A lot of different tenants.
Yeah, it was difficult to do that.
Okay.
It's only after they started to move out in the New Pond site and maybe...
What Sonny Boy said, Naco.
Yeah.
Naco was great.
That's true.
Yeah, because after the sugarcane crop, crop used to be X amount of months in the year. When the crop done, you plant food, so you get sweet potato, you get nuts, you get pineapple, you get watermelon.
Yeah.
Naco. Yeah, Simaco was a branch from...
Simaco was the government supermarket.
Yes.
And so Naco used to go the food and support them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
Those good days, man. I tell you, when they done reap the nuts and so they say, well, fellas, I could go in and we go in and get pan of nuts and so.
Mm-hmm. And when you remember you talk about when the boat come in and I get so much of food?
Yeah, the hopper used to come from molasses up to the factory here. Yeah.
I was to ask when you say out of food, you mean food to cook or I mean just food that was ready to eat?
What they cook and boat.
Yeah.
So we go out there and we get our belly full.
And then you used to carry home my home.
Yeah. You walk with the little plastic kit. You know that there's so much of food out there. You walk with the plastic kit and you put your food in the kit. So we used to go out and tube and say a big tractor tube.
Yeah.
So when we come in show now we got our food in the kit and we come show. Come home with food.
2 days ago I saw some guys up near town with the tractor tube.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I did take a picture of him.
Well, you got to do that.
Yeah.
That's history.
Yeah. That's something that is so interesting, boy. Yeah. Hi, good morning.
Hello. Good morning, ZIZ. My two good friends here.
Good morning.
This is Challengers man calling.
Yeah, good morning.
No, you just said something about the hopper.
Yeah.
Let me go a little further. The hopper used to run a shuttle from shore to a bigger molasses boat.
Yeah.
Because in there, they only had about maybe 9-10 feet of water. So they used to collect the molasses and carry it out and upload it onto a bigger molasses boat.
Yeah.
But then when they're ready to go now, they take a load and go with it. He had some Guyana connection because he ended up with Bukot. Okay?
Yeah.
I go on the boat there many times to work and along the shore. I work sugar factory. So I ate food from them and so forth. Remember one time they had a broken pipeline and we never finished working till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Two more things I'm going to say quickly. Now, Mrs. Willie Liebert, I believe the voice said a couple of things which I wanted to say. And also, I think is Willa Frank.
Mm-hmm.
She was very good, but I had 2 West Indian history books. One named The People Who Came, and the other one named The Making of the West Indies.
Yeah.
In one of those books, they tell you that where the slaves used to live, in the estate yard, they call it shanty, to live in the shanty. And they allow them space to make garden. So they also got a Sunday morning garden, sort of market. The book states that clearly. Whether it's true or not, I learned that from one of those books. And another caller said that we never fought for emancipation. Now, things happen in stages as you go through life. It's just like you're spinning a wheel and you want to go to a certain rotation.
Mm-hmm.
But you start and it gathers momentum. So the momentum it has now is different from when it started. Look at the Buckley's riot, uprising. After that, you had a lot of changes in the British Caribbean because it sparked off rebellion in Jamaica, Grenada, etc. And then that was why the Moyne Commissioner came out here, Lord Moyne. And just like I believe Miss Willa Liebert said, they didn't want to publish the results, so the information could get to the German. But if you look back, there are stages in life. My brother, when he went to England, told me that he met Latrine Pitt up there in England. And I mean, in St. Kitts now, nobody know about Latrine Pitt, but the time move on and you know, technology developed, enable them to do a lot of things, and then we reap the benefits because we invent nothing. So, lastly, I think I had a little thing with Craig Bacchus and Ben FM time. The real changes that are improvement that came into St. Kitts and Nevis. In fact, the Eastern Caribbean is after they opened, they start to develop the U.S. Virgin Islands. So the U.S. Virgin Islands development influenced the modern development of the Leeward Islands because that after they start sending him money, got people got.
Okay. It gotta be there. Okay.
Credit going on.
Huh?
Credit going on.
I don't know. But that's big guy. He may be supposed to finish. You know? Yes. But I'm quite impressed with the information we got, the different opinions and everything. I like it. That's what we like Radio Market for.
Yep.
You know, having and hearing different things and stuff from people. But this emancipation thing could go on. Because it's wide and it's broad and it's deep and it's high and everything, you know?
Yep.
If we had to really sit down and discuss.
People have different opinions.
Yeah. But what do you think about the commemorating as opposed to the celebration? Maybe you just, as you say, commemorate that it happened.
It happened.
You know?
Well, that's how I look at it too. Commemorating.
So we commemorate it and we remember the time and we honor the time and everything, but in order to, but celebrating. And the celebration only come because Culturama is around that time, so it look like, otherwise it would be just cool. Yeah, just take the day and just relax.
Over the beach. And, beach day.
So we had CSM, the milk powder mixed with corn. That's what you said?
No, we just.
I think I remember that vaguely, but.
Yeah, the CSM was milk powder, corn, and what, probably soil or something.
Okay.
I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, we used to get that. It used to be, it was a kind of grainy but nice. Yeah. And we used to put in sugar and so. We used to have sugar and milk powder and sugar. Boy, that was the bomb, you know. And you just go. Milk powder and sugar was off the chain. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Now, all of these supplements were given because of the high rate of malnutrition, you know. Even the school meals program, the nutrition, I saw it. You must ask Miss Manning. I think her memory is still good, you know. She was the nutrition surveillance officer for St. Kitts and Nevis. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
You must have a talk one this time, man. She could give you a good idea. So we got all of these. That is where the school meals program came in also. Because they will have to report the nutrition status of children 5 years and under. So that is why you find that they were giving them most in the clinics to the pregnant mothers, the lactating mothers, and the children. And so, but the adults themselves. In fact, one of the estate managers reported that they were saying the people them lazy. But it was found that really there was a high rate of malnutrition also among the adults. And those who, my good friend Sonny Boy, I did a paper, some research, a few years ago for the UNESCO place. I think the man, Mr. Stapleton, was given a job to write a book. I was assigned to do the part on post-emancipation migration. He could contact Edsu. She might find it, because I gave the book with the notes them to Tony Frederick. And I think when they had this migration thing, they would have used it. Because it is telling some things happened that we don't know. It wasn't easy to leave St. Kitts for us. We're talking about 1930. That is 100 years after slavery. You understand?
Yes.
And people left here because there was the condition here was terrible. Imagine you're going to leave here to go Santo Domingo. And the condition down there was slightly better. But people risked their life, went to Panama and all of that because of the poor living condition. And to my good friend Willa Liebert, we seem to be stepping over the Bastia Senior School that I attended. Mr. Southwell should be given credit. That was later converted into the Bastia Junior High, which is 6 years before the Bastia High School. Thousands of children went there. Many of us come out and have now earned degrees and stuff. So Mr. Bratter would have been in Trinidad all of those times. I don't say he don't deserve it. But we tend to overlook Mr. Southwell and minimize Mr. France's contribution. They were actually the ones who were negotiating. In 1965, there was a commission of inquiry into the sugar industry. I want you all to take time and we go down to the archives down there. So when the estates were taken, they were offered because they were broke. Mr. Blatter didn't have to do much thing, you know. They were threatening, and some of them had already closed down. They were unprofitable because the price of sugar had fallen. Just like SSMC. Why do you think the government closed it? We were producing at 50 cents a pound and selling it to them for 25 cents per pound. So when Mr. Blatter took the estate, he took it because they were either going to close them and then put the majority of the people out of work. So he took it. You understand? And it cost the country a lot. He did his best. There's no question he did his best. But Mr. Paul Caleb Southwell deserved a lot more credit than he's given. A lot. People ask, oh, Mr. Blatter did this and that. Mr. Southwell, even the National Carnival, Mr. Southwell, you're aware of that, right?
Yeah.
He pushed culture. He was one who was saying, get rid of the sugar industry, because our people are not getting any better. You know, not said for contention, but we must get the facts. A lot of things attributed to Mr. Bratcher is actually Mr. Paul Azariah Southwell and Mr. Joseph and France. Time enough we learn to be honest.
Thank you.
If we don't know, check the library, check the archives. All right.
Okay,
then.
thanks. We're winding down. Good morning, Sonny Boy.
Hello, Jazzy. Yeah, what your friend is telling you, I'm not criticizing what she's saying, but I'm just talking about in my lifetime, and I'm 76 years old, things are not that hard. And Wanda said the hopper name was Akel Brook. The little hopper used to take the molasses to the mothership. We used to have to stay up all night. And when the hopper blow the horn, we go and put practically and tie it up. Then go get the molasses. And then when you pull up, you go to the mothership, and the mothership go to England and Canada. Yeah. So when the guy tells you to walk up the factory, he's white. But I'm not criticizing Miss Henry. I'm just saying when I grew up in the 60s and 70s, things were not hard. People was going to St. Thomas since in the 50s. Steel band used to go to St. Thomas Carnival and compete and beat them. Your brother used to work in Sparky's. One of your brothers, God used to work in Sparky's liquor store on Main Street. God used to give us liquor all the time. God used to take care of us. We didn't have it hard. We didn't have it hard. St. Thomas, matter of fact, I got my green card. That's all. Fixed my green card that I could go to America. I never had it hard when I was coming up.
Thank you, Sonny Boy. Thank you. Dennis, what you said?
You know, you see, you talk about the molasses. That's another thing they used to do. Buy the molasses very, very cheap. Make straw sugar or white sugar and turn around and sell us for a lot of money. They used to kill us all the time with that. Buy it cheap, turn around. They had the technology.
Yeah.
Then manufactured whatever sugar and send it back to us. And we had to be paying
a lot,
for a lot of money. It wasn't profitable.
Hi, good morning.
Morning, Jazzy.
Yes, Paula.
Glad to hear your voice.
Thank you.
Sympathy going out to you and the family again, and be safe. And it was good.
Yes.
Like a fella tell me they got me be on Facebook. We were going down. We enjoyed the music. From Newtown to Cemetery wasn't easy.
It wasn't easy?
Yeah, he have a lot of energy for him.
That's right.
He always calling me Jacinth, and I don't call him.
Okay,
and
thanks,
Sensi. And I love to hear the gentleman, the sexy voice, coming from Paula.
Okay, dear.
But you know, let's sit down.
Yeah, Paula, have a good day. Good morning. I think she mean Ike.
Yes, greetings.
Greetings.
Jasmine. I love your energy and the earth, you know, and your great prosperity. You see them two gentlemen that about you there, so you know why I do. One of them they're gonna have to learn to laugh like me. Okay? Yeah, they're gonna have to get a laugh because they need a laugh on the program, you know. Somebody have to practice a laugh there, check. Jazzy, the close into the Jazzy, but somebody have to practice a laugh there. Yeah, love my respect, just that.
Oh my gosh. That's a fitting way to end it. Yeah. Good morning.
How are you?
Oh, okay.
Every country, every generation had a little hard life. and a little soft life.
That's the truth.
Well, I can take a little experience from one of my hard life. I had life so hard that if I keep a help me out my mother house, she gonna miss it. And one time, I take up a quart, and I feel like I win the grand prize. So I went across by a little bar shop, a man named Mr. Russell used to sell some little nipple bread, pinchy and cake and tart. And I was so hungry and I glad I got a quart. I buy a shilling bread. When school called in, I in half, the 12 of them yet. So I wonder, what are you going to do with the rest? So I went across in the cane field, wrapped them up in a piece of cement bag, and hide them under some trash. Next day I went back to look for my bread. Mr. Mongoose, them got them all piece up all over the place. So I know. What do you expect? Then I get a still lick through the quart. I may eat it off. And then again, yeah, we used to get yam, potato, all kind of food. One gonna name them out.
Yeah.
And the estate. Yeah. So why UNICEF had to come in and send milk, which Mr. Willie Do, he told me that he was the man who orchestrated the need for us and the supply. But UNICEF come in because they see our body, our system needed to be vitalized with a little more vitamin. Mm-hmm. Because we live from the ground and the trees.
Yep.
And I could tell you more about the poverty, but I go now. I was living on a pastrofenic crocus bag. And one night the bug them about me so hard that I roll over and bust me eye on the floor.
Lord have mercy. He used to be injured straight by. He had ice in his throat, they had to cut it out. He was so injured. I mean, thank you. He was so injured.
And he will have the crocus bag.
He will have the crocus bag and bust it eye. But, oh my gosh, it's like 12 and a half before 12, see, as we wrap up. Malcia, I just want to say that if I really had put out all the fruits, because a lady brought me some sugar apple, you know, you would have gone, I mean, that would have been it, because she tell me the mangoes, them got you more water in, made that I could see them. So, if I had put out me thing, the sugar apple, dog would have done, you know. Oh, so Malcia, long time no here.
I have not seen Malcia in ages.
I know, right? I saw her 2-3 years ago. I was going to the States and she was on the airport.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here in St. Kitts?
Yeah, in St. Kitts, yeah. It was really nice to see her.
I haven't seen them since they left here the first time.
Wow. Yeah. Hi, good morning.
Chazri.
Yes.
You're talking about UNICEF, right? Mm-hmm. And what they used to do for, let's say, St. Kitts and the region. But in my mind, dealing with what used to come to the schools, the milk powder, the cod liver oil, the calcium tablets, UNICEF had another hidden agenda. And that was the penicillin and the ampicillin injection. Mm-hmm. And those were harsh, because anybody could have stand over injection there. Understand? And I started then as a somewhat of a trial, because those things was just bordered within the Caribbean region, Africa and perhaps South America. And those penicillin injection was harsh. Look at it, today they don't use them. They'd already find the result laboratory or trial in the region, and you can't hear about penicillin anymore. It was for ampicillin.
Mm-hmm.
They have reduced antibiotics.
They got alternatives now. They got more things that is the same thing, but they've got different names and now too.
That's also possible. But I'm just making the point, you know, I stand corrected about the fact that them thing was our trial. And, you know, these small island state back in them, they're not even independent. They were more vulnerable. I mean, even vulnerable now being independent was then. Yeah. So all these things came to us and we embraced them. We had seed of Canada used to give us so many gifts. All those things stopped because we were the guinea pig back in those days. You know. Okay. But thank God for independence that we used to call we shots. Even though we still can't call all, but we they allow us to call some. Yep. You understand? So give thanks and enjoy your weekend.
Thank you, thank you.
One of those things used to come from the penicillin and stuff like that. syringe.
Yeah,
Remember, we used to take them
and make pop.
Yeah.
And make what?
Make pop
Shoot
gun.
people because
yeah,
there's a
pressure
stopper
that,
in one and
you put in
and
another
you have
one and
where
you
they
force
actually
down.
used to put the syringe in one. And we used to, after they discarded it, we used to go and look for them, take them and take a stick and push it so the pressure
force out
the other one.
Oh, but I had game, you know. I got to give you props, boy. You had game.
Yeah.
Glass tube.
Yeah.
Glass tube. They used to come in.
So you used to go find them and use them as
as a weapon, basically.
Go down the clinic and find them. Sometimes we find them and they ain't got in the piece to push, so we gotta be looking through the rubble to get that piece to go in.
Wow.
One end used to stay in and one come out. So we look for the piece will come out to put
it back in. Yeah.
And them needles used to be big, you know. We're going in people's hand, you know.
We used to be sending around and says, who is the best nurse? Don't go to that nurse. Go to this one. This one.
And may understand how the shoes were soft, but you couldn't hear them. And when they come in, everybody bawling there. From the time we hear the nurses, them coming.
Because you could smell.
I used to want to stay away from school, but my mother, you're going to school, you're going for your injection.
When we come home, you can't even get off the uniform. Your hand stick down to your side. And you can't move it. You have to take your hand and move it. And then the next day is lime in there. Everybody want to pong your hand.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I mean, for you to get a lick on your hand. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but them Bunsen burners too.
That's what I'm saying.
Them got them blue flame.
Because now we have discardable syringes.
Yeah, these children are so well off.
Time you had to sterilize the syringes.
Yeah. So they got the Bunsen burner and they got the hot. They got it, and that is traumatizing. Because we come in and we see the needles them and then they take a. What do you call them? They take a one and the forceps and they put them in and oh my gosh, now children go up to the hospital or they go doctor and they just open something, tear it, and they just get this little nice little tiny little needle and you see it.
A little quick and you're gone.
I mean, boy, we went through some stuff, but hey, it kept us. It kept us. We survived. Yeah, we survived. We survived. Through it all, we survived. I've seen 3 more callers, but I don't know, you know. Let me see. Hi, good morning.
Yes, I'm trying to hurry. Now, the person who called in about penicillin, they're incorrect. Dr. Sebastian wrote a book called 100 Years of Medicine. So if you get your hand on it, he would show you the way they used to treat STDs, gonorrhea, because you know it should be plentiful, you know. Gonorrhea and syphilis and so.
Yeah.
And with the introduction of penicillin, there was a higher rate of recovery, less painful treatment. So it wasn't a conspiracy. So I advise the person, if you go get your hand on the book, maybe you can go to the public library. 100 Years of Medicine, written by Dr. Cuthbert Sebastian. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning. Morning, last call. Pam panang panang, last call. Morning.
All right, August born. Yes. And listen now. No wonder we used to run where because me just say listen. Me just say now with the description of how the school setting used to be, you know. And believe you me. The first time I see that setting there, I run and I keep running there. Yeah, man, them things they charm, no, but give thanks. And hear what you say. I take it and I survive. Give thanks.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, you have to run where.
Take
the company.
Oh my gosh! Good morning.
Hi, Saturday.
Yes.
Could you tell somebody to look out to the front? I'm coming up into the yard in about 2 minutes with some mangoes for Ayo.
Ah, boy. So,
thank you, man.
Lord, are you doing Malcia bad this morning, boy?
Thank you.
Malcia, I can't even leave them till Christmas. She said she comes every Christmas and must tell you hi, Wango.
Okay. Okay, Malcia.
So, I can't make let them bring in. But we at the end now, we want to thank you all for calling in and being a part of Radio Market. He need to come in and let people see him on the TV, see who the king is.
Right.
King Mark the First, yeah? Good morning.
Well, that's my
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But the thing about it, right? it still does not negate the fact that there was a hidden agenda. It still does not negate the fact that our people were used as guinea pigs or for experiments, right? That is why, as the gentleman called and said, these things were given before. Because if we look at it to say there were good things we were given, vitamins and all those sort of things, when they bring this thing in now to be injected into us, we won't really become suspicious of anything. And I mean, back then nobody was thinking about that. We look at it as help and so on. But the fact of the matter is, that is what it was all about. So about this conspiracy and all of that sort of thing there, right? I think our elder sister, she needs to stop this sort of thing. Yes, there were hidden agendas, and yes, we people, whether in these parts or Africa, this is who they use as experiments because they don't do it on their own. Have a blessed day.
Okay, thank you.
That is so true.
Alrighty. Yes. Okay. So it's 2 minutes before 12. Miles here say she eyes open wide when he say he bring in mangoes. Oh my gosh, Miles, I wish I could have sent you some. Okay, Cecil Warner. You know Cecil Warner?
Yeah.
Yes, he says say good morning to Dennis and Wango for him.
Yes.
He's watching Radio Market.
Hear him out.
Yes. Okay, and then Gordon Warner.
As
say,
usual.
yeah,
As
he say good morning to y'all. Okay. So we finished, and I want to thank you all once again, for really coming through. Yeah. Dennis, you got to dance now, you know.
Okay.
Because somebody got to do the dance.
And I know he's dancing because he got bent
bend over and a load of things that you got to lock, yeah. A load of things
I'm glad that you know he dance.
You ain't doing it now. Okay, you're going to do the laughing then.
You're going to do the laugh.
You're going to laugh and I do the dance. Okay.
And what? Don't play with them. So the criminals are used to say, right? Okay, so see we have Radio Market Professor here. Oh Lord, don't let me see the boy. See a Radio Market Professor. Good morning. Oh Lord, Melcia, you see?
Out in the backyard.
Out in the wow, thank you. Melcia, I can't even save them.
Email them.
Oh my God, to email them, I'll send them FedEx, you know?
Send them up and tropical.
I'm telling you. So thank you guys. Thank you so much for coming with me this morning. And I look forward to next week, if it is God's will, that we continue with Radio Market. And I want to thank the callers for calling in to sell your stuff as well. Let me see what we have. Oh my gosh, my thing gone down. I was looking to see if I could find what we have, because I know we have. Let me see. I ain't seen it. My computer messing up. But we had an apartment in Sandy Point, and we had a fan. We had a fan as well, a ceiling fan.
Don't forget the dog man.
We have the puppies.
And then we had the dog man. Yes, German and Belgium Shepherd. Me want a mixer. Give me German plain, see? 663-2753. The ceiling fan, 667-4067. And the studio apartment 466-5453 or 764-0474. That's it for Radio Market. Take care of yourselves. God bless you all. Thank you so much, those of you online, for being a part of Radio Market as well. Thank you. And the callers, is y'all to make it what it is. We just get a little, we realize we just start, and that was it. I love it. So thanks Wanga, thanks Boyak.
You're welcome.
God bless you both.
top stories. Federal
Sports, information, and your favorite music station. ZIZ Radio.
ZIZ Radio now presents the major newscast. Stories making the news locally, regionally, and internationally.
The top stories. Federal Cabinet announces 2 discounted VAT rate days for August. Skulls found in Coral Springs, Jamaica. And Mexico bus crash kills more than a dozen passengers. Hello and welcome to the ZIZ Radio. Welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Saturday, the 5th of August, 2023. I'm your presenter, Shanique Harvey. Nationally, the Federal Cabinet of the Government of St. Kitts and Nevis has designated 2 days this month, Friday, August 25th, and Saturday, August 26th, as the back-to-school discounted VAT rate days in the Federation. On these 2 days, all value-added tax or VAT-registered businesses will charge VAT at the rate of 5% on the sale of goods only. All tangible items that are currently subject to 17% VAT will qualify for the discount on the VAT rate days. Items eligible must also be available for sale and immediate issuance or delivery to the customer on discounted VAT rate days. In addition, the Federal Cabinet decided that the same guidelines implemented on the December discounted VAT rate days should be applied to this month's exercise. This means that the purchase of vehicles will be subject to the discounted VAT rate on August 25th and 26th. The Anti-Narcotics Unit, or ANU, of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force has recovered more suspected cocaine in Newtown, St. Kitts. During a search of an empty lot on Herbert Street, the ANU found a solid white substance suspected to be cocaine. No one has been held accountable for the suspected contraband find. An investigation into the find is ongoing, and the general public will be kept appropriately informed. Should anyone have any information pertaining to this and any other criminal matter, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force asks that they call the nearest police station as soon as possible. Single mother and beneficiary of the Poverty Alleviation Program, or PAP, Avanel Butler, is strongly encouraging persons who are benefiting from the cash transfer program to use the funds wisely in care of their household. On Wednesday's edition of the radio and television program In Focus, Ms. Butler applauded the restructuring and streamlining of the PAP by the government in January 2023, which helped to identify and eliminate many unusual practices.
People are out there who get in 3 and 5 money who is in the same house and they don't need it. So I think they need to leave it for someone who is not capable to make the work in minimum wage, because I know a lot of people used to get and they're working for more than that.
Ms. Butler spoke out against this practice, noting that there are many who are in need of assistance who may not benefit because of the dishonesty of others. She encouraged other beneficiaries to spend the cash in a responsible way.
I will take it and pay my bills, because I'm not working anywhere. So I'll pay my bills and then whatever leave back, I buy food for me and my son.
The single mother, who is currently unemployed, also thanked the staff of the Department of Social Development for their professionalism and assistance in helping her to access the PAP and other programs that have been a lifeline. We'll be right back with regional news after this.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL returns with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory.
Celebrate some more!
Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Regionally, the police in Trelawney, Jamaica were summoned to the scene of what appeared to be a heap of several suspected human skulls on Tuesday. They fear the skulls may have been dumped there after some time. However, investigations are ongoing to ascertain further details. More in the CBM Live news report.
It was about 6:15 in the evening on Emancipation Day when residents in Coral Spring, Trelawney made the grim discovery. They alerted the Falmouth police, who were informed of a heap containing what appeared to be human remains along a footpath in the area, a great distance from the main road. Social media users descended on the bony find to rack up numbers and suspicions, but the police say there is much to uncover by way of a post-mortem.
Investigators are trying to ascertain the source where they came from. In speaking with the investigators and the commanding officer, based on having assessed the scene, they have concluded that the skulls were actually brought to that location. So they are now trying to find out, as much as they can. We know post-mortem will be done, examination, to try to see if there's any DNA sample that can be derived from the skull to help us to determine who these individuals are.
It's also seen the authorities rolling away every ounce of doubt, ensuring the victims' true history and identities are known so loved ones can finally lay them to rest.
They're also making checks in the parish cemetery, different places, to see if any of the graves were disturbed, because they're not really sure. They have also looked at their case files, the case registry, and they are not seeing any link to your missing person or situations like that that would have linked to the age skull. So they are now just trying to see what information, what they can gather, and to check to see if they can find out who brought them there and where they came from.
Nika Lewis, CVM Live.
In Guyana, while protesting on Wednesday, a partnership for national unity members renewed their demands for a clean voters list ahead of the 2025 general and regional elections. They emphasize the importance of accuracy and fairness in the electoral process. More details in this report.
Notably visible on the front line at the GCOM headquarters, where the protest took place, were the General Secretary of the People's National Congress Reform, Don Hastings Williams, and APNU AFC Member of Parliament Nima Flu Bass. Williams said that the recently held local government elections in June highlighted instances